Wednesday, the 25th of November, is a day that's called Red Wednesday. Some of you will never have heard of it, others of you will have heard of it, but will have forgotten about it. But if you think of the red goggles we sold a few years ago, or I think it was even last year, you will remember Red Wednesday. It's run by Aid to the Church in Need, and it's their day once a year to remember those Christians around the world who are persecuted for their faith. There was an MP from this country a few years ago who did a study or launched a report, and they found out that of the 7 billion people that inhabit this planet, the most persecuted group of people were Christians. Christians are the most persecuted people on our planet today. And so Aid to the Church in Need, which supports Christians who are being persecuted around the world, they have this one day where they light things up in red. So the Houses of Parliament in the past have been lit up red. Westminster Cathedral has been lit up red. People will wear red, sorry, that's a bit of a tongue twister, will wear red on that day to remember the blood that has been shed by Christians around the world in the past and even today, because they refuse to give up their belief in Christ. And in some countries they will put you to death if you continue to believe in Jesus Christ. Here's a short clip from Aid to the Church in Need.
Mera Shabazz was only 14 when she was abducted at gunpoint from near her home. The kidnapping took place in broad daylight in April 2020 during the middle of Pakistan's coronavirus lockdown. Her abductor abused her, made her renounce her Christian faith, and forced her into a sham marriage. After legal battles to free her saw her repeatedly sent back to her captor, she finally managed to escape in the middle of the night, months after being seized. Today, she and her family live in hiding after Mera's captor threatened to kill them all. Leah Sharibu was also just 14 when Boko Haram seized her and more than 100 of her classmates from their school in Dapchi, northern Nigeria. The other girls were released, but when Leah refused to renounce her Christian faith as the price of her freedom, Boko Haram refused to let her go. That was more than 2 years ago, and Leah is still in captivity, having been forced to marry a Boko Haram fighter.
Now, I didn't show you everything that was on that report because some of it is too distressing, and as most of you are under the age of 18, I cannot show. Some of the things you hear that are taking place in continents like Africa and Asia, and even here in the West, are completely and utterly shocking, would make your hair stand on end. Sometimes when I go to bed at night and I think of some of those cases, I think actually I feel very, very grateful to be safe, but sometimes it does prick my conscience and I think, what are we doing about it? So we are looking at getting a justice and peace group set up to see what can we do? What can we do to raise the awareness of people who are suffering in silence, ordinary people like you and me suffering in silence for the only reason that they believe in Jesus Christ. So 25th of November this week, please, please, please spare a thought for those people who are suffering in our world because of their beliefs and offer a silent prayer for them. God bless.